So today we're going to do finding equivalent fractions. The first thing that we're going to do though is we're going to watch the interactive video. You guys need to follow along because there's going to be questions that you're going to answer. So let me adjust and we'll get started. All right, so the first thing is the essential question. How can you use models to find equivalent fractions?
Hi there. Meet my friend Gable the grasshopper. He's hopping along to visit some friends today. Click Gable to see where he's headed. Ah, there goes Gable. He's now 2/3 of the distance from his home in the tree to his friend's house by the flowers. It looks like he stopped to rest for a minute or two. All that hopping must have made him tired. I wonder if there's another way to write the fraction 2/3. Hey, I know. We can use models to find equivalent fractions. Come on, let me show you how.
Two or more fractions that name the same amount are called equivalent fractions. We can use a sheet of paper to model fractions equivalent to 1/2. Fold the sheet of paper into two equal parts.
Bradley, go touch it so it'll fold.
Hey, that's mine.
Open the paper and count the parts.
Count the parts.
1, 2. There are two equal parts. Each part is 1/2 of the paper. Let's find out what happens when we fold the paper 2 times.
Randy, go touch it. Fold it 2 times. So it's going to do once. Oops, just touch it. Touch it again, anywhere.
1,
Again.
2. Now open the paper.
Done.
There are 4 equal parts. Each part is 1/4 of the paper. Let's count the number of fourths on the left side of the paper.
Okay.
1, 2.
So how many
So
fourths?
1/2 of the paper is equivalent to
2 fourths.
2/4.
Good job.
Now let's fold the paper in half 3 times.
All right, you're up, Logan.
So I
You
can
get to
take
do the 3 folds. Yep.
One, 2, 3. Open the paper.
Open the paper.
Now there are 8 equal parts. Each part is 1/8 of the paper. Count the number of eighths on the left half of the paper.
Okay, so we're looking over here on this side. See, left half. So you have 1, 2,
3, 4,
4. So how many eighths are there?
4, 8.
4 eighths. Good
There
job.
are 4/8 on the left half of the paper. So 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4 and
2 fours equals how many eighths?
4.
4. 4 eighths. Good job,
4/8.
Randy. All right.
Let's use a number line to
Okay,
find a fraction
different way to model
equivalent
it. So
to
instead of
1/3.
folding paper, we're going to try the number line. So this one is divided into what? It's divided into what?
Draw a point on the number line at
Touched it on it.
1/3.
It's
Drag
on-
the
it's in
1/6
thirds.
fraction strips into place above the number line. This will help you divide the number line into sixths.
All right, Randy, you want to do that one? Drag the
Yeah.
6 boxes. Go for it. I think you have to tap it and then go. Maybe it's the pen. It worked yesterday. I'm not sure why.
No?
Push the check and let's see what happens.
Yeah, you're gonna get it wrong if you push the check.
No, it didn't do anything. I wonder if it's not cooperating. Okay, so how many of these are you going to put in? How many? 6 of them. So each one is worth how much, Logan? Each one of
1
those
sixth.
is worth 1/6,
I
and
think
she
you-
said we needed 6/6.
Should I just
Let's use a model to
It's
think
okay.
about equivalent fractions. You can shade parts of the model and then divide the pieces to find equivalent fractions.
We're gonna do
Shade
that
three
practice,
equal parts of
So
the
we'll
rectangle
get to
to
that.
show
I'm not sure why it
3/4.
skipped it or is not doing it right this time. So 3/4. So how much of this would we shade in, Bradley? If it's 3/4, how much?
2, 4,
3/4. How many pieces will you shade?
4.
All 4?
No, 1.
1
Oh no,
means 3/4.
2.
2 means 3/4. Think of
No,
what I'm
shade in
saying.
three.
3/4.
3. Shade in 3.
Okay, come touch it.
Divide the whole
job.
rectangle into eighths.
Wait, you're not done. You're gonna touch it again because it's gonna go into 8s.
How many eighths are equivalent to 3/4?
So how many 8s are equal to the 3/4 that you touched? Count them. How many?
6.
He gets to do it. How many is it? Touch the number you counted. What did you count?
6.
Okay, touch it. Good job.
Correct. 6/8 is equivalent to 3/4. Choose the fraction that is equivalent to 3/4.
Okay, so which fraction would be equivalent, Logan? Come touch it. Which one do you think will be equal to the 3/4? Remember, 3/4 was the part that Bradley touched, and then it was split up into 8s. So how many 8s equals 3/4? Good job.
You're right. 3/4 is equivalent to 6/8.
6 and 3. 3, 8, 5.
Now let's practice with the personal
Right.
math trainer.
Okay, now this is our turn. We're gonna close this down. This is where we get to do this. Let me turn so that she can see what we're doing. All right. Okay, so today, our objective, I want you guys to read this with me. Are you ready? I can use models and number lines to find equivalent fractions. That's what we're using. So up there, when we did the practice, you guys used the model with the paper, right? Then you saw the number line. Although it didn't work, we're gonna do some practice. But the most important thing I want you to think about right now is the word equivalent, okay? The word equivalent, and I'm gonna underline it so you see it. Equivalent is meaning equal.
Well, I get it like that.
Yes, equivalent means equal. So when you said, I can use models and number lines to find equivalent fractions, you were saying, I can use models and number lines to find equal fractions. Fractions that are equal to each other. Okay, so turn to your neighbor and tell each other, what does equivalent mean?
Equal.
Randy?
Equal.
Good job. Okay, so let's do a practice. I know you guys are really pretty good at this, but let's try the picture one. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm not going to make it huge, but it'll be big enough. Here we go. All right, and I'm going to divide this rectangle into 4 equal parts. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how many equal parts do I have? Go ahead, Logan.
4.
4. What fraction is that?
Equal.
No,
Equivalent.
the fraction. What would be the bottom number in my fraction? 4. Good job. Okay, so we're working with fourths, right? Because we cut them into 4 equal pieces, we have fourths. Now I'm going to shade in just one of those. So, Bradley, how much did I shade in? How many out of the 4?
How many are the 4?
Yeah, how many is shaded?
1.
1. Okay, so I'm showing 1 out out of 4 pieces or 1/4. Now, let me take a different color so you can see a little better. I'm gonna cut my rectangle again. And this time I'm going to make it into how many pieces?
8.
8. So what's my fraction gonna be on the bottom?
8 2.
No, my bottom number.
Oh,
8. So I'm gonna have 8s, right? So now, Randy, how many of my 8 pieces are shaded?
2.
2. So I can see that 1/4 is equivalent or equal to 2 eighths. Equivalent fractions. Notice something else. This is just something I'm gonna point out. 1, when you double it, what do you get?
2.
2. 4,
When you double it, you get 8.
you get 8. So this is just double.
And when you double 8,
Of
you
the
get
numbers.
12.
So when you're looking for equivalent fractions, you might be looking for the doubles, okay?
When you double 8.
All right, let's try it with a number line, okay? So it didn't work quite well on the video screen for number line, but we're gonna try this way on a number line. So here's my number line, okay? I'm gonna start at 0. And I'm gonna end at 1, okay? And on this one, I'm not gonna do fourths because we already did that. I'm gonna try a different one. Let's do divided in half. Okay, so this one is going to be my halfway point. All right, so between 0 and 1, I have 1/2, okay? Now I'm going to divide it again, but this time I'm gonna do 4 equal pieces. So from here to here, I'm going to divide it in half again. And from here to here, I'm going to do it again. And now I have 0/4. Bradley, what would it be the next one?
0.
What comes after 0?
1.
1 what?
5.
1/4. Good. Then Logan, what comes here?
2/4.
2/4. Randy, what comes here? 3/4. And I'm gonna go a little bit further because I want you to see that it's the same. What would be the next one for fourths?
6.
No, after 3.
4/4.
4/4. Oh my goodness, look at that. 4/4 is the same as 1 whole. 4/4. Okay, now if I look at my number line, right? And I went to the halfway point, what fraction was equivalent or equal to 1/2? Randy, which one is equivalent or equal? Which one is at the same point? 2/4. Good job. 2/4. See how easy that is? Okay, so when you have a model or a picture, you can see it. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to try some practice problems?
Yes.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, are you ready? Bradley, are you ready? Thumbs up or thumbs down, are you ready to try practice? Yes? Randy, you're not quite sure? I'll help. Will that be better if I help? Okay.
If I go like this, that means if I go like this, that means I'm actually doing kind of another because I'm just going to do it on 2 fingers.
I know, Randy, you have a pencil. Do you have 2 pencils there by chance?
I have 100 pencils.
Oh, okay.
I have 100 pencils because all my pencils are pencils.
Okay. We're gonna do some practice together. So the first practice that we have is going to use models. Okay, so modeling the fractions. First things first, what do you put on the top?
Name, number, date.
Name. Don't worry about number, because we don't do number in here, but that's good start.
What's the date?
2. Oh, you would ask me that. I think it's 20. I think it's the 20th today. Nope, it's the 21st. Oh my
We
goodness.
don't put them.
Don't worry about it. So 2-21-19. All right, here we go.
Wait, it's what?
2-21-19. Okay, so on your sample, look at the top, you have a cookie. Okay, so the model we're gonna use is a cookie. And they cut the cookie first in what, Bradley? What's the fraction? In half, okay? And then they cut it again, and this time it's in what, Logan?
Fourths.
In fourths. And they show you that 1/2.
Is equal to 2/4.
All right, let's write it down there on the bottom. Wait, we're going to write it on the bottom when we look at the second example. Are you ready, Randy? So look at the second cookie there. See it?
Yeah.
How many is it cut into?
4.
Fourths. And how many are shaded? 2. So how do we write that?
2/4.
2/4. Okay, so you're going to put 2, and then the line, and then the 4. 2/4.
Wait, 2 dash.
No, not a dash. 2, and then the
it's
line,
it's
just like
2
this.
It's 2-4, but not like
Bradley,
this.
like this.
But not like
2
2
out
dash
of
4.
4. That should be
It
on
ain't
that
like
line.
This, it ain't like that. It's like this. 2 dash bottom dash.
Right here.
4.
I think I got the
2/4.
first one.
Okay, and then the next one, how many pieces is it cut into?
8.
It's cut into 8s. But we have to shade it this time so it's shaded the same. So,
So you cut it
how
all
much?
apart. Yeah.
okay, you're not listening to me. Yes, I did, and I even pointed to how you draw it up here. So how do you write that? I need your full attention today.
Wait, do I
Okay.
color this right here?
So color it so it looks exactly like this one. So how much of this are you going to color? So it looks like this. Color it in so it looks like this on that cookie.
I'm coloring it in gray icing.
Awesome. So Logan, how many pieces did you color? Almost done?
Mhm.
Okay.
I shaded it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And that looks exactly the same as this? Oh, I think you might have gone a little too far. Look at the
Oh,
first cookie and the second. What'd you come up with, Randy?
I come up with one. I come up with
4. 4 out of how many pieces?
4 out of 8.
Good. So on this side, you're going to write the fraction 4/8, Bradley. 4/8 is 4 out of 8 pieces.
So right here, are they equal size?
Because those are exactly the same shaded. Do you see how you went a little bit too far? Okay. So those are also equivalent, or what? What does equivalent mean?
Equal.
Equal fractions. All right, we have a couple more practice problems. See down here?
Oh, yeah.
So this first one is what? How much is shaded? We'll do that together. 1/2. Awesome.
8.
Hold on. You gotta write the first fraction, 1/2. I know you're excited, Logan. Okay. Then the second picture, we gotta color it in so it looks like the first. So color it in, Bradley, so it looks like the first.
And then count
What is
all
this
over and
fraction
find out
first?
how much they are.
It's not that. How many pieces?
2.
And how many is shaded?
1.
Yep, so you're jumping ahead. You're getting a little too far ahead. Good. But you need to put this fraction first. So what is this? How many out of how many pieces? Good, write it. Good. And then do this one. How many out of how many pieces? Okay. So this one is how many?
8.
No, how many pieces are here? 2. So what does that need to be?
2.
Mhm.
The bottom one needs me to.
Yes. Okay, so Bradley, how many pieces did you count in the second one? How many pieces are there? Did you count those? All those pieces?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's how many you shaded, right?
Yeah.
So is that the top or the bottom number of our fraction?
Top.
Top, good. Put it on the top and then draw your line. But now we need to know how many pieces altogether. How many pieces, Randy?
16.
16. Oh my goodness, that's a big fraction. We haven't done that one yet, have we? So we just found out that 1/2 is equivalent or equal to what? What, Logan?
8.
8/16. Wow.
I can't even say
That's
8/16.
I know, that's a
can't
big
even
one.
say as 8/16.
Okay, let's go to the next practice. First fraction is what? How many out of how many pieces?
1/2 again.
Good, right, 1/2
1,
out of 2.
1
There you go.
out of 2.
Good. And then shade it so it looks the same.
Done.
Let me check.
I already know what the half is.
Awesome.
And now
Okay, so how many pieces? Here.
3
3 out of.
out of 6.
Awesome, Bradley, you're on it. You're on fire.
Now it's a thumbs up.
All right. See, I told you you could do this. Okay, one more practice on this model side, then we're gonna go over to the number line side, okay? Are you ready?
This was a tricky one. No, I know.
Okay, so how many out of how many pieces?
Call it.
Ready for the back.
1
Out of how many pieces?
out 3,
No, all pieces.
4,
Good, so you're gonna write 1 out of 4.
1 out.
Good, Logan. Let me see this. Excellent. See, you were worried. Okay, and then how many did you shade here?
2.
Okay, so top number, and then what's the bottom number gonna be? No, how many pieces did you
How many
shade?
pieces are there?
Out of how many?
8.
I know.
8.
Awesome. So what are our equivalent fractions?
8.
No, 1
1
fourth
1 4
equals
equals to 2 8.
2 eighths. You're awesome, you
And
guys.
also, guys, there's a back side.
There is. Yep, we're going to do the number line. Okay, so on our number line, let's look at our number line. Now this time we have the fraction is given to us. See that first one right there? What's that first fraction they gave us?
8 8 2
8 eighths. That's our first one. 8 eighths. So find that on that first number line and put your dot. When you find 8 eighths, make a dot on the line.
Found it.
Good.
And it's equal to 4 fourths.
Put your dot on the line. Good.
A dot.
Dot on the line. What fraction is it equal to?
4 4.
Awesome. 4 fourths. So you're going to write that 4 out of 4. Good. Oh, you guys already know. See, I didn't even need to do all of those. Bradley, can you figure out what the next one's going to be?
It's going.
We have to find the dot where? Good. And then what's the equivalent fraction?
Yes, you did it.
What's going to be the equal one?
4
Uh-huh.
out of 6.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Did you guys get the same thing? 4 out of 6?
Yeah, and I found this one on the bottom.
Awesome. Okay, now this time we have to look for this fraction, Bradley. Where is it?
Plus
Where do you see it?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Put your dot on the line. Okay, what's the equivalent fraction?
4 out of.
Out of.
8.
I'm done. Can I do it one more time?
Oh, that would be really good. Okay, so hold on. I want you to tell me. You're going to explain to me. How do you find equivalent fractions using a model? What do you do, Logan?
So you got to form about like this.
Okay, model is this side. I know you want to do number line. Show me model. How do you find
Okay,
equivalent?
so if you have a test and you see this and this, you could just go. So you could just go like that, or just go like that, and that, and like just go in reverse. And like color it in and like do all
Color it
that.
in and see it. Okay, so then Randy, how would you find equivalent fractions using the number line?
You would say you check this, and then you look on the number line for it. If you can't find it, look on the bottom. But I found this one on the top, and
Because sometimes they'll be on the top, sometimes they'll be on the bottom, right?
and then you look down here, and it's 4, and then it's 4 fourths.
It's 4 fourths, okay? Which one was easier for you, Bradley? Was it easier using the picture, or was it easier using the line?
The line.
The line, okay.
The line.
We're gonna do practice on your own. You have 2 sides,
The
okay?
line because I just like got first fluid.
First side is the models. You're matching the models. And you're gonna draw a line to match the equivalent fractions. But before you start, hold on. Before you start, what are we finding? Read it with me. What's our objective, Bradley? With me. I can use models and number lines to find equivalent fractions. So what does equivalent mean?
Equal.
Equal. Awesome. All right, let's see how you do.
Wait, so are we
Drawing the line, to match the fraction. Good job. And then on this line, you're telling me what was this fraction? What was this one called?
1 out of 1.
No, how many pieces?
2.
Good. 1 out of 2. And then what did you draw a line to? How many is this?
4
Out of how many pieces?
out of
Count them up. You're allowed. Good. 4 out of 8. Good job. Okay, go to the next one.
2 out of, oh, I got 4 out. 4.
We also have to make sure that you're matching, remember, so after you find all the fractions, match them up. Which ones are gonna be equal?
And 1 out of 2.
Excellent. Good job. Go to the next one. How many? First, look at how many pieces.
4.
Okay. And then out of how many altogether?
4 out of 9. 1 out of 9.
4 out of 9. No, you just wrote the number.
I made a mistake.
8. Good. Okay. Before we match this one up, Bradley, before you match this one up, go and finish the rest of your fractions. It'll make it easier, okay?
How was that?
Wow, you're on the track already. Okay, so what's the equivalent fraction? Perfect. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
But I'm wondering,
Yes, sir.
there's no other circle. What the? Oh,
Okay.
these 2 circles are the same,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one of this. They're both equal to this.
And you found out that this fraction, what is this one?
Is 1
1/2. And that equaled what?
4 out of
8. So 4 eighths. Now, can you find the other match to the 4 eighths? Is there another picture on this side that has this fraction? That you haven't used yet? Which one looks like half of the shape is shaded? Which shape looks like half of it is shaded? Yes, so where are you gonna draw the line to? Trust yourself, you know what you're doing. You really do. Yes, you have that question. Can you do it for Miss Lee? Do it. Go for it. I'll even let you use your paper.
Done.
Yay! Okay, show me what you know. Yes, another win. So on this one, do you remember what is the fraction? B. So where is it?
Done.
You already did that one. So now it's the B. Let me see. Excellent. High five. Awesome sauce. Oh, guys, we're out of time. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me have this. We'll finish it. We'll do it next time. We'll finish it. Okay, Bradley? All right. Make sure you punch your cards. And you guys now know equivalent fractions. 2 times. The 2 times.
Everybody?
Okay, you have a guest reader, and I know your teacher asked me to make sure you were on time.
Oh, my notebook, my notebook.
Okay,
Notebook.
Can we practice some more of those?
absolutely, because I want you to be But we'll do it some more, okay?
Can we still do it
Don't
tomorrow?
forget your pencil pouch, you're gonna need those today.
Can we do it some more tomorrow?
I think you guys are gonna be pros at equivalent fractions.